I rented the apartment for just a couple of days. All I wanted was some peace and quiet, to get away, rest, maybe get some work done. The place seemed normal at first. Old building on the edge of town, no neighbors, high ceilings, wooden floors, and oddly spotless mirrors in every room. At a glance, nothing strange. But almost immediately, I started to notice little things. The clock on the wall wasn't ticking. I figured the batteries were dead, until I realized every clock in the apartment, in the bedroom, in the kitchen, even on the microwave, all showed the same time, 3:17, and not a second more. I turned on the kettle, waited about 10 minutes, but the water stayed cold. I picked up my phone. It had frozen. No time, no signal, no charge, just a black screen. And outside the window, there was a man standing perfectly still, right across the street. He didn't move, didn't blink, just stood there. I watched him for minutes. Then I blinked, and he was gone. That was the first time I truly felt scared. Not because of what I saw, but because my instincts suddenly screamed danger. I decided to sleep it off. Maybe I was tired, overworked, imagining things. When I woke up, the clock still showed 3:17. The kettle was still on, but not heating. The phone unchanged. And that same man was back outside. I started checking the apartment more carefully. In the hallway dresser, I found an old, worn notebook. The pen nearby was dry, but the pages were filled. Handwritten notes, and as I read, my skin turned cold. I live in a place where time doesn't move. Everything is frozen. But he moves. In the mirror. Always in the mirror. He mimics me when I'm looking. But when I turn away, he lives his own life. If you're reading this, he already knows you're here. On the last page, I saw a smudge, like someone had wiped off dust with their finger. Fresh. I slowly turned toward the mirror nearby, and for the first time, I saw movement. My reflection wasn't following me. I stood still, but in the mirror I was sitting. I blinked, and it didn't. It just kept staring. I stepped closer, slowly, carefully, and then the reflection stood up. No sound, no sudden motion, just calmly. It walked up to the edge of the mirror and took a step forward. I jumped back, spun around, nothing. The mirror was just a mirror again. But after that moment, I knew I wasn't alone in the apartment. Every time I walked past a mirror or any reflection, I saw differences. My expression was wrong. The tilt of my head was off. At first, barely noticeable, but each time it got worse. I packed my things, ran to the door. It wouldn't open. The handle turned. The lock clicked, but the door wouldn't move. I tried the windows, sealed from the inside, and beyond them, only darkness. No street, no city, no sky. In a panic, I screamed, but the sound went nowhere. No echo, no bounce. The room swallowed my voice. And then, I knew I wasn't alone. I'd never been alone. In the hallway mirror, there I was. But I was smiling, and I wasn't. The reflection raised its hand and ran its finger down the glass. I felt a cold touch on my own skin. I stumbled backwards and fell. When I stood up, I couldn't look at the mirror again. But when I turned away, I heard footsteps behind me. I didn't look. I just walked to the bedroom and closed the door. I don't know how long I've been here. Time doesn't work anymore. But I finally understood the truth. He became me. And I'm stuck here. I don't reflect anymore. The apartment is available again now. The realtor says the last tenant just disappeared. Another man walks through the front door, smiling, relaxed. He doesn't notice the mirror behind him, but I do. I watch him from inside it, and slowly, I begin to copy his movements. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video. It helps more than you think. And if you want more true horror stories like this one, subscribe.